Sumo. To most people, it's just big blokes in big G-strings. But there's more to it than that.
It's about your balance, your technique, your speed, and your skills.
Most people don't realise that the Australian sumo scene is alive and slapping. So I'm hitting the road to see what it takes to be a modern amateur sumo. Back in 2010, I was working at a TV station in Outback Australia when I discovered that Australia was looking for amateur sumos to join their ranks. So I trained, I ate, and for some reason I waxed.
That was a beautiful one.
Oh, that was a painful one. And I tried to become as sumo as I could in 3 months, only to cop this in my first and last amateur sumo bout. What do you do? 7 years on, a little less fit and a little more fat, I've decided to give it another shot. But this time, I'm going to get the lowdown from the experts before I compete at the Oceania Sumo Championships. So I'm up in northern New South Wales and I'm about to meet someone who is quite possibly Australia's biggest sumo fan.
I've been following sumo now for more than 30 years.
My name's Katrina Watts. I'm a sumo commentator and was once called the Richie Benno of sumo commentary.
People are a little bit surprised to find that the sumo expert is a woman. Professional sumo in Japan is a man's world.
When Katrina returned to Australia, she headed up the Australian Sumo Federation to promote sumo to Aussies.
People generally don't expect there to be either amateur sumo or women doing sumo. If I see a sporty girl and I say, "Oh, would you like to try sumo?" their reaction is, "Oh, sumo, no, I'm not fat." And, "Oh, sumo, no, it's not very ladylike." In sumo, we look for fit, not fat.
There are 3 weight divisions in amateur sumo: light, middle, and heavyweight. Hi boys, how are we?
Yeah, good, thank you, good, thank you.
Welcome to Australia. Mark and Leo are the New Zealand sumo team. Both boys are heavyweights, with Mark clocking in at 250 kilos. So how much of sumo training is eating?
Oh, it's a big part, especially if you want to be heavyweight.
And how many calories a day would you be eating generally?
10,000 calories, yeah.
10,000 calories is roughly 1 kilo of beef, 2 kilos of taro, 20 eggs, 1 loaf of bread and 1 kilo of bananas. Should we get some food?
Oh, we should.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dad, do you want fish and chips?
Fish and chips, yeah. Yeah, fish and chips, yeah.
Can I get 3 plates of fish and chips? Make sure they're sumo size.
Okay, sumo size.
Yeah. After I ordered, it became apparent that Mark had already eaten.
About 6 eggs, toast, bacon.
6 eggs?
Yeah, that's not enough.
How many eggs could you eat in one sitting?
Maybe 15, 20.
Eggs?
Yeah.
On the whole, most Polynesians, they don't try to get big, really. They just get big.
Which could help explain why the most successful sumo in Australia is Polynesian. Manami originally comes from Tonga and sumo runs in his family. Manami, how are you?
Good, thank you. Come in. My dad was a former sumo wrestler. I was a professional sumo wrestler in Japan for 7 years.
In fact, Manami is such a boss at sumo, he refuses to enter any serious bouts in Australia.
I haven't seen anyone that have the same skills as what I have.
So when people think of sumo, what do they think of?
Being a fat person. If they get to know more about the sport, it's not really about the weight. If you have like the balance and the technique and the skill, speed, it could be impossible to be defeated.
Does size come into play though? Or can a skinny guy like me have a chance?
Like they say, size is just a number.
Given Manami's experience, I wanted him to tell me where I went wrong 7 years ago.
You're starting good. You have your head low, your body low, to keep your chin close. The more when you stand up, that's it. It's like game over.
I almost started crying. Have you ever felt like crying after you've lost a sumo bout?
Yeah, I had it a couple of times.
Yeah. And big men like us do cry.
Yeah.
Manami agreed to give me some tips to stop it happening again.
Bring it from down there. And now I can't come under, so if you have the belt here, I can pull you in. This together with this with your chest.
Really?
So you're gonna be...
Oh, Jesus Christ! Manami was a great teacher, and I thought if I'm going to enter a sumo tournament, I need a sumo name. I was thinking about a name for myself, and one thing I really like is Japanese sticky rice.
Oh yeah?
Mochigomi! Sticky rice!
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't like the name. The next battle is making it through the sumo championships with my dignity intact. In this leafy northern Sydney suburb, people are unaware that the biggest amateur sumo event in the Southern Hemisphere is about to take place. Weighing in at 75 kilos means I'm in the lightweight division. And in amateur sumo, it's generally the division with the most amount of competition. Everyone must wear a big G-string, called a mawashi. I think it's made for a bigger guy. As they put the finishing touches on the ring, or the dojo as it's properly known, I assure my fiancée that I will make our wedding in 2 weeks' time.
Just don't hurt yourself.
Right. So,
Nothing above the face, nothing below the waist.
okay. And
That gives you this much.
Do you know in Japan, sumos are seen as sex symbols?
Interesting, yeah. Well, yeah, it's really doing it for me at the moment.
皆さん、オシアニア相撲大会にいらっしゃい。
Game on. My first opponent looks like David Pocock's love child. Nervously, I get smashed in the first and second bout. My third bout, I summoned Manami and I gave it everything I had. The judges were split over who went out first, so they went for a rematch. And with that, I won my first ever sumo bout. It wasn't enough to win, but
In fourth place, Will Reed. And in fifth place, Michael.
as I watched on, I realised that my original idea of amateur sumo is very different to the reality. Yes, there are big blokes involved, but they are actually the minority. And just because you're 200 kilos, it doesn't mean you'll win. In fact, the guy that won my lightweight division took out the entire championships after taking on the big boys. And as luck would have it, he turned out to be from the Czech Republic and not from a country within Oceania. So this makes him ineligible for a medal.
So that means that technically you're third place in Oceania men's lightweight. Here is your third place medal.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you did very well.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.